Today we are going to look at the British National Corpus and some suggested tasks to be used with Corpus. So let's get to know what is BNC, British National Corpus. This is their website. We're going to look at it now to get some information about it. So let's open Internet Explorer and then we go to their website. So this is the website of the British National Corpus. What is the BNC? Let's click on that. What is the BNC? The British National Corpus, BNC, is a 100 million word collection of samples of written and spoken language from a wide range of sources, designed to represent a wide cross sections of British English from the later part of the 20th century, both spoken and written. The latest edition is the BNC XML edition, released in 2007. So it is 100 million words, word collection of samples, both of written and spoken British English. So you see the description of the corpus. It's parallel to what we talked about previously in lecture 9 and 10. We said we should define different information, important information about our corpus. Is it spoken and written? Here it is spoken and written. Which variety? British English. Which range of year? It is the 20th century. So sources from different sources. TV, radios, telephone calls, newspapers, essay, articles from wide range of, and we are going to read about it here. The written part of the BNC, 90% includes, for example, extracts from regional and national newspapers, specialist periodicals that are generals and journals for all ages and interests, academic books and popular fictions, published and unpublished letters and memoranda, school and university essays, among many other kinds of texts. So you can read the rest for yourself. Let's read just the spoken part. 10% consists of orthographic transcriptions of unscripted informal conversations, recorded by volunteers selected from different age, region and social classes in a demographically balanced way. So they have some volunteers to record their conversations from different ages, from different classes, and in a balanced way. And spoken language collected in different contexts, ranging from formal business or government meetings to radio shows and phone ins. So you can read all the information about the British National Corpus, how the BNC was created. If you want to know how they created this corpus, the BNC in numbers, BNC products, Xera, this is a software to help you search in the BNC. In 2005, I used the BNC with a software called Sara, S-A-R-A, but now it is X-A-I-R-A, and then you have here the BNC consortium. So this is the BNC. The British National Corpus is a 100 million blah 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 blah. Simple search from the British Library. So here is a demo just to try it for yourself. You can look up a text or a word. Let's look for the word reason. Reason, and then we go. We are going to get the results. The results are called what? Concordances. Yes, concordances. So these are the concordances, and you see here there is a tag or a code for each of the sentences. So this is a sentence, and also this is a sentence, this is a sentence, and etc. Here is a random selection of 50 solutions from the 18,218 found from the corpus. In the corpus, the word reason appeared not in the old corpus. This is just parts from the British Library. So this is only 50 sentences with the word reason from different from different resources. This means this is coming from a different source known by the British National Corpus. The British National Corpus people gave a code for each sentence to know what is the source, or what is the source of that sentence. The clear, harsh voice again. There is reason to believe that an application for bail would be allowed. So here is the word reason. Let's read the second sentence. Third, because there is reason to suspect that the Prime Minister herself might prefer blah blah blah. So we see there is reason. There is reason. So you start to get some feeling that this is a structure, a well-used structure of English. There is reason. There is reason. The reason China is the state it is today after 4 decades, the reason they are, again, the reason, another structure. But the main reason, so we have the main reason, collocation. So the word main collocates with the word reason. Main always comes with the word reason, the main reason. This idea that the essentials for salvation are never above reason. Here, reason means something else, a different sense, a different meaning here. So this is only a tentative, primitive results you would get from the corpus. But if you use special software like Xera, you would get more sophisticated results. You have all the advanced search boxes where you type all the information that you want. For example, you want the word reason without the or there or blah blah blah. You can get all of these information. But this is just to give you a feeling about how you can search in a corpus. You can use it for yourself, for your fun, and you can get all the information that might get in your mind. So this is what is British National Corpus. And some suggested corpus tasks. The important thing to realize, of course, is that corpora and search engines primarily constitute tools or research methods rather than areas of inquiry in themselves. Few people study hammers rather than they use them to perform tasks which they think of, like building a cupboard, and which have dimensions remote from hammers, which the user has to bring a lot of separate expertise to. Similarly, corpus use, like introspection or administering a task or questionnaires to subjects, is not in itself usually a project in itself. Rather, it is a means to carry out some project in language description, language teaching, or whatever. The bulk of the project has to come from the user's prior knowledge of linguistics, teaching, etc. This is very, very important. So creating a corpus is not in itself an introspection. It's about what you get from the corpus. And how you can get the information depending on your background knowledge of linguistics and expertise in language. If you don't have all of this background, you are not going to use anything from the corpus. You would find yourself not benefiting from the corpus. So it needs prior knowledge of language and linguistics. You have solid background in linguistics in order to be able to use a corpus. So it's a mean to carry out some project, not an end by itself. Therefore, in choosing a task, you have to think what linguistics you know most about already. So if you want to choose a task for yourself or for your students, think of something that you already know, you think you are strong in, so you can search for it. It's no good searching, for example, a corpus about Shakespeare, poetry, poems, drama, plays, etc., and you don't have all the knowledge about Shakespeare. So those suggested below are mostly descriptive linguistics. So I'm going to suggest some tasks for you, vocabulary and grammar mainly, or involve some pedagogical evaluation or authoring with a corpus element. They should be doable with the corpus and concordancing resources you can access this year, though I cannot guarantee anything as what is available changes by the minute. You can of course also think of your own projects in accordance with your own interest and to connect with other courses you may be doing, since almost any course you take in the Department of Language and Linguistics potentially has a corpus dimension. So these tasks may be useful and helpful for you in other courses since you are studying in our English Language and Linguistics department. So the following are not fully worked out, and in no particular order you have to decide if the relevant corpus is available, and of course get the search engine to dig out useful information for you. So let's have the first one. How do synonyms differ? I mentioned that example before. In any class we look briefly at the synonyms sad and unhappy. You could look at another pair of synonyms like any of those below. So let's have some read about synonym in Ullman, Leach, Zagosta, etc. These big names who wrote different research and articles about synonyms, so as to have in mind the different kinds of ways in which they may subtly differ. Get concordance output from a suitable set of text corpus, give an account of the similarities and differences between them. So this is one task that you can do. You could also refer to entries in dictionaries. You check some dictionaries and you compare them with the corpus. See also error and usage book like Alexander, right word, wrong word. There are some books that tell you the right usage of words and wrong usage of words. You can also check all of these books. If you are interested in language teaching, you might like to think how you might select and adapt the corpus lines you find to make an effective synonym differentiation task for some specific learners you have in mind. So sometimes if you want to explain the difference to your students, you think of sentences. Where you can get these sentences from? You can go to the corpus, take some sentences to explain to your students the differences between these, or to give them a differentiation task. You create a task for them, a quiz or an exercise or gap filling, multiple choice task to differentiate between these synonyms. You could also consider synonyms within some specific variety of English, either academic rather than choosing corpus within the BNC, for example. Distinguishing confusables. What do you mean by confusables? There are some certain words that confuse the learners. These are called confusables, which are similar in sound as well as meaning. Dictionaries by some of these may also have proscriptions associated with them. See also the points made about the last task. So if you go to the dictionaries of Rome, you would have all of these confusables like bank, the bank where you store your money in, or the bank of the river. So you can research or search that in the corpus. Corpus research should help one to sort out what really are the differences and whether statements in dictionaries or the usage notice in Longman, for example, or Oxford, for example, dictionaries about how they are used are correct. Production, produce, product. We have continual, continuous, confusables, comprise, compose, consist of, constitute, include. All of these examples that you can check in the corpus. Future time expression over the years. This is very important. You may, in all the grammar courses that you studied so far, one of which is my course, BT Azar course, grammatical structure that you studied. We studied about be going to, the future time, using be going to, I am going to, he is going to, they are going to. You can check over time how this was developed, starting, for example, from Shakespearean time. Did they use a lot of this expression until nowadays? And you would see very interesting results. So this is one way to do it, is to check, for example, Dickens, Shakespeare, to see how often this expression occurs and how often it seems to be used in a future time sense, not just literally to mean move towards. Sometimes they might use this expression to mean something else. So we want to see the development of the language from the past until now, because there are different words whose meanings were changed over time. So this is one interesting way to check. Refer also to Quirk et al. This is another researcher or leech on time and tenses in English, to read about verb tenses. Frequency and a lexical syllabus for learners. We talked about this many times. We said one way to use corpus is to check the frequency of words, how many times this word is used, and if you want to have a lexical syllabus means that you have a course for your students, not a whole course, maybe just few weeks, or maybe a full course teaching your students about vocabulary. So one way to do it is to check the corpus to get the most frequent words in English to be taught in your students. This is a very systematic, professional, academic way to do a lexical syllabus. It's not just haphazard. You take words or words you think that are important. Maybe this is a good way that you rely on your own judgment, on yourself, to select these words, but a professional academic way is to do a research. You go to a corpus, search of the most frequent words, include them in your syllabus, in your course, and then you can have a lexical syllabus for your students. So syllabus makers have often attempted to control the introduction of vocab items in a language course, and the most popular criterion is frequency. So the criterion to select words to be included for teaching or to be included in a textbook is frequency, and the best way to check frequency is a corpus, and this is the most professional way to do it. You could take a course book which lists the new words in it. There are some textbooks that list the new words at the end of the textbook, or maybe in the beginning of the textbook. You can take all of these words and then you can check them in the corpus just to make sure that these words are highly frequent words in English or not. So you have different ways to use a corpus. These are just some suggestions. Hopefully that I gave you some basic information about corpus linguistics. Corpus linguistics is a large field in linguistics. I tried to shorten it into just 3 or 4 lectures. Hopefully that I made some useful information to you, and that you can use them, inshallah, in your future career, maybe in your research, later for your postgraduate, inshallah. Hopefully that you benefited from these lectures. We'll start talking from next lecture about computational linguistics, artificial intelligence. Thank you for watching and listening, and all the best.